Against home, the boys did very well to recover the point that was lost against Sunshine Shooting Stars, and God in His own mercy did not give us that point. So we know definitely that this match is very important to us, looking at the position that we are in the log and the number of points that we have. With these 3 points, we are confident that yes, we are going to remain in the We are going there with a target. Our mission is to go there and pick a point, because our aim for this season is to finish first 5, and we are confident that we are going to do that. Changing of tactical approach and made them to understand that look, the first half are going and we consider 2-0, so there's no point of defending anymore. So we need to keep our game, keep our head cool, be tactically disciplined, and create the chances. So maybe perhaps we can get 1 goal or 2 goals. And the chances came that we couldn't convert it. That's one of those things in football. We go back to go and correct the mistakes. And I met the team when the team were being needed to salvage a lot of situations. And I can see that the situation was being salvaged, and we were able to know how we are going to end the season.
Wiki Tories versus Aqua United. They are welcoming you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Ajishafe. A lot of activities in the world of sport during the weekend, where MPFL match day 36 were played, matches were on, and good one for Plateau United. They've qualified for CAF Champions League, joining Rivers United. Congratulations to those 2 teams after coming first and second in the MPFL. Welcoming you properly once again on the show. Joining me to talk sports is Daniel Emmanuel. Good to have you, Daniel.
Thank you for having me.
Good one there. Let's start from the home scene, talking about the FIBA. Well, Nigerian team, the Tigers, they did well as they were able to win their game against Uganda. Well, now they qualify for the 4th round. They defeated Uganda in that game, although they had a walkover against Mali and lost their first game against Cape Verde. Though after that loss, they came together to see how they can perform better against Mali, but Mali did not show up. So it was a walkover for them. But against Uganda, they show class, and our team D Tiger right now, they've qualified for the 4th round. That'll be coming up in August. Same place in Kigali. Well, that's in Rwanda. At least we are happy that despite the shocking ban thereabout from the federal government, and before they rescinded that particular decision, the boys are back. They are actually getting their acts together, and we are hoping that the 4th round won't be difficult for the Tigers. The Tigers right now, they qualify for the 4th round of the FIBA qualifiers. So that's the World Cup qualifier, and we are happy that after that loss against Cape Verde, against Mali, a lot of people were waiting to see what they would do, although that game was a walkover. Then against Uganda, then they show class by beating Uganda.
Yeah, it's a good one for the Tigers. At least it's a huge step for them. Going to the next stage, they need to step up their game. Despite the lack of not playing too well, because the last game was just not too good. I watched the match, but they need to step up their game more too, because definitely they'll meet better teams that will give them a hard time. So it's good to step up their game in the next match.
Well, hopefully the better teams that will be coming should be expecting lots of dunk and slam from Nigerian team. That is the Tigers, who are right now, they've qualified for the 4th round, and we hope they will prosecute those games well by August 2022. Well, now let's move away from the dunk and slam for basketball as we celebrate the Tigers. Let's talk about the Nationwide League One. Some games we actually played, match day 14, Group G, and also in Group H. Let's look at those results where Giordano played 2-2 against Clever Warriors, Kano Stars 2-1 against Sky Academy. Superstar Shaker, they defeated Zoo United 3-1 in an away game. Good one for Superstar Shaker, winning 3-1 there. ABU Workers 0-0 against Standard FC. Kano Pillars Junior, they lost against Sabah Corner by a lone goal. And have Jamalite versus Barreta FC, 1-0 draw there. It ended 1-1. Damaturu Academy, they show their class against Ashana FC, 3-0. As Binani FC defeating Super Pillars by 2-0. Flash Flamingo, it was a draw also. It ended 1-0 draw against Makwada Warriors. Those are the results coming from the Nationwide League One match day 14 in the Group G and also in Group H. That shows that the teams that actually won away show their class, because it's not easy to play away and you're able to win in Nigerian League. But right now, they show their class and they were able to win those games. Talking about Nationwide League One, the top tier of Nigerian League. Now, let's look at the big boys. The MPFL match day 36, where a lot of promising goals were actually scored. Looking at the fact that Akada, they were able to defeat Katsina 2-0, Abia Warrior 3, Gombe United 2. Heartland peeped Sunshine Stars of Akure by a lone goal, as Enugu Rangers and Shooting Stars, they shared the spoils 2-2 in that game. Good one for Shooting Stars of Ibadan, as they were able to get a draw. MFM, they lost at home against Niger Tornadoes, 2-1 for Niger Tornadoes. And you have Remo Stars, they peeped the Giants. Eyimba International by a lone goal. Lobby Stars 1, Plateau United 2. And as I said earlier, Plateau United have qualified for CAF Champions League. Congrats to them. Wiki Tourists of Bauchi against Aqua United was 2-0. Rivers United 1. Kano Pillars 0, and you have Kwara United 3. They walloped Nasarawa United by 3 goals to silence the Solid Miners. The North Central Derby, Plateau United versus Lobby, and Kwara United versus Nasarawa United, but ended in favor of Plateau and Kwara. While Rivers United, actually they won the league. They did well against Kano Pillars. They pipped them by a lone goal, and Remo Stars show why they are one of the forces to be reckoned when it comes to MPFL this season by beating Eyimba, the giant in Nigerian football. They picked them by a lone goal too there. Now, looking at the way the results, the table is standing after the result. Match day 36 in the MPFL. Well, Rivers United, they are champions already. The C is there. You have them having 34 goal difference. Plateau United, who actually joined them, now they have 64. Congrats to Plateau United and Rivers United. Remo Stars are standing tall there with 56 points. Kwara United, 55. You look at Rangers International, 53. And Eyimba, that was defeated by Remo Stars, are standing 6th with 52 points. Sunshine of Akure, and you have Aqua United, who lost to Wiki Tourists, and they are actually 8 on the log. 9th is Gombe United, 49, at the same point with Wiki Tourists, who are hoping to be among the top 5, according to their coach, Abdullahi Adamu. But from the way it is, 2 matches to go, they need 6 points extra if they are to actually stand 5th on the log. Nasarawa United losing 3-0 against Kwara, standing 11 with 47 points. You have Abia Warriors, Niger Tornado with the same point, alongside Lobby Stars, who lost against Plateau United in the North Central Derby. Shooting Stars, that draw got them with a point. They have 45 points. According to Editor Goye, the coach, is saying, well, the team will actually get out. They wouldn't stay. They won't relegate. They will be among the top boys in the MPFL. Kano Pillars, despite losing that game, they have 45 points with a -4 goal difference there. Well, for Katsina United, Heartland, Dakada, and MFM, 2 matches to go, and they have 45, 44, 43, and 36. Although it's confirmed that MFM, they've actually relegated from the MPFL, so painful for that team from Lagos. Now they are out of the MPFL. They're going to be playing the Nigerian National League NNL. For Dakada, Heartland, Katsina, Kano Pillars, and Shooting Stars, even Lobby Stars, all of them up to Abia Warriors. They need to up their game, because 2 more matches, anyone can still make it and anyone can still drop, looking at the way the table is standing. Daniel.
Yeah, it's an interesting one in the MPFL. It's quite okay that Niger Tornado is one away from home, which is quite rare in the MPFL. And again, congratulations to Rivers United for winning the league. It's a good one. It shows how dedicated they are, you know. And again, you know, let's just hope the remaining 2 matches there'll be lots of dramas, because the points are always still close.
Very close. From Dakada to even Gombe United.
So a lot will happen in the remaining 2 matches. So let's just see what will happen then.
Because if you had 6 points to 8 now, 6 points, you actually make a lot of them to be able to move around, and you'll be so happy that teams like Katsina, if they're able to get 6 more points, they can actually jump ahead. They'll be having 51, and that will take them to maybe 9th position if Gombe, Wiki Tourists, and the rest don't play their game well. Now, looking at the top scorers, you have Victor Mbauma of Eyimba with 16 goals. Is there with 16 goals now, topping alongside Yusuf Abdulaziz, who played for Gombe United, or Chijioke Akueto with 16 goals also. The 3 of them on the same goals. You have Valentine Odo, who played for Abia Warriors, 14 goals. Rafiu Ishak with Rivers United with 14. Michael Tochukwu, 11 goals. Ugochukwu Leonard, 10. Godwin Obaje, who played for Abia Warriors, 10. Akila Jesse, all the Akila Jesse, Andy Okpe, Osi Martins, Samad Kadiri, and Mohamed Zukifelu are all having 9 goals apiece. Let's see who win this year's, let's see who win the best goal scorer for this season. And it's going to be a big one, because it's a big fight between 3 players there. Although it's still very open, 2 matches to go, and you still have a lot of goals that can still rush into the legs of these players so far.
Yeah. It's nice to see that the goal tally is close. You know, it shows how competitive the strikers are, and we will see how it goes before the end of the match, the end of the league.
It's still very open between Victor Mbauma, Yusuf Abdulaziz, Chijioke Akueto, and all the teams that still want to get away from relegation. Open from 9th position to even 19. If you win your games, just make sure you win the 2, and who knows, you might just be jumping out of relegation. Talking about Dakada, Heartland, Katsina United, Kano Pillars, Nasarawa, Abia, all the teams, they just have to fight till end. MPFL, so since late in this season, Rivers United showing class, and Plateau United also showing class by qualifying for CAF Champions League. Congrats to the 2 teams there. Now let's go foreign. Like we talked about Formula 1, good one for the Spanish racer. Talking about Carlos Sainz, was able to win the Silverstone, that is British Grand Prix over there in England. Congrats to him, second Spanish racer to do this, and congrats to him for his club. Talking about Ferrari, they are really showing class. Ferrari and Red Bull so far this season has been the team beating. Well, they actually dropped Mercedes to the 3rd position, but from the way it is, looking at Lewis Hamilton getting back to the podium, getting the number 3 position, it was a nice one after Sergio Perez was able to win 2nd.
Yeah, it was a good one for Lewis Hamilton. He's had a very poor season since the start of the season, and it's good to see him coming back gradually. And again, Silverstone is his own ground. He needed to perform really well, and I really applaud him for trying his best, you know, to come up to the 3rd position, pole position. So again, I am also happy for Carlos Sainz. It's been a tough season for him, and really happy for him. I've been a fan of Carlos Sainz since he was driving at McLaren before he came to Ferrari, because I'm actually a Ferrari fan. So it's a good one for him to have actually won the Grand Prix.
You said you are a Ferrari fan, and so far you look at Carlos Sainz and that's Verstappen. Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
But so far this season, he has been a scintillating performance, winning 6 races so far, and he's unstoppable, although he couldn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, he couldn't do this because he had an issue with his car, and that has been sorted out though. But the race yesterday was very competitive. If you could see from the top 5, it was just so competitive. And I can say it's one of my best races this year, because it was just so intense. The race was so intense. You could see Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Roberto, what's his name? Charles Leclerc. It was just so competitive, and I'm glad it was like that, because that's just how it needs to be in this kind of races.
And you look at the fact that despite that particular crash for Zoe, it was so painful because, in fact, a lot of people were happy that he's alive and he's safe.
Yes.
But that particular crash caused a lot of issues concerning that race. But attention was on Lewis Hamilton, hoping that maybe this is his race, this is his country, maybe he could have been able to at least salvage a win there. But the fact that this season has not been too smooth for Mercedes drivers, himself and Russell, but now getting third position on the podium, in fact, he celebrated it. A lot of fans celebrated it.
It's worth celebrating because it's been a tough season for him, and I'm glad he got to that position. That alone will boost him in the next race in Austria. So it's a good one. And for Joe Ross, before that crash affected him, he had to step back because the car couldn't move anymore. But Mercedes, they're trying to get up their game, but it will be a tough one for them this season because other teams are really gearing up. If you could see Sergio Perez for Red Bull, Max Verstappen is also there, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. Those guys are at the top of their game, and it will be a tough one for Mercedes to meet up.
Now, when you look at these cars, the racers, the drivers, let's even keep them aside, the cars now, what happened to this season to Mercedes that Ferrari and Red Bull they've been able to at least fathom a way out to beat them? We know how good Lewis Hamilton is.
Yeah. Yes, the thing is, Lewis Hamilton has an issue with his car, which has never been sorted out since they found out about the issue. They both have different engineers. Joe Russo has his own engineer. Lewis Hamilton has his. So I think something should be done about his car before the end of the season. Because if you check out Ferrari and Red Bull, their cars are perfect. When it comes to direct space, you can't beat them. Their cars are all so good. And again, what matters a lot when it comes to this kind of races are their tires. Leclerc should have won that competition yesterday because he used his hard tire all through, while other cars had their soft tires. So if he had used his soft tires, it would have been a high one for him to just win that the competition yesterday. But for Mercedes, I hope, in as much as Lewis is a very good driver, the car needs to be fixed. The car needs to help him so that he can help the car too.
Okay, well, we've been talking Formula One there, where Carlos Sainz, the Spanish racer, actually won Silverstone for the first time in his career. It has been a roller coaster for the young man. Or for Max Verstappen, teammate Ferrari, they showed their class, but they won at least one of them actually scooped it. And you have Sergio Perez also doing well, not forgetting Lewis Hamilton, the man that a lot of people were looking at, maybe would have been able to win, but he couldn't. But this time around, at least he came third, looking at all the problems he has been facing so far this season in Formula One. Giving you some news from Formula One there. Let's go talk Ultimate Fight Championship, UFC 276, where Nigeria, yes, Israel Adesanya, who always represents Nigeria, though he's from New Zealand. If you look at it, but he's always representing Nigeria because he would never forget his root. He did well by winning his fight. He defended his belt at the middleweight title, beating Gerard Cannonier there. He was able to do it at 49-45, 49-45, and he actually showed class in that particular fight.
Yeah, Israel Adesanya, we all know him to be a very good fighter for the middleweight. And, yesterday before the match, most people expected it to be an intense one, but it turned out to be a very boring one. Even the fact that Adesanya didn't really put his all compared to other fights that he has had. So no matter what, he's still the champion. That is what matters. I'm glad that he won it, and it's a good one for the Nigerian.
But looking at, before this fight, Jared was talking tough. He will do. If you even look at the build, you want to give the fight to Jared. Yeah. But look at the two of them. This guy looks more muscular. It looks Adesanya looks thinner or thereabout. But it really showed that the fight is not about build and also talking.
Yeah, Jared looks well built. When you see them on screen, you make up your mind that.
You'd be like, why would they place?
Yeah, why would they place Jared was going to win, but. Adesanya, his experience really helped him. He didn't go into that match to win it all, actually, but he went there with his experience. He didn't put his all in the match, but he came out victorious. Jed, I'm going to applaud Jed because he came out to fight a champion. He did his best, but his best wasn't good enough for him because obviously Adesanya won unanimously. Let's see how it goes for the next matches for him because it's not easy retaining that belt.
It's not easy to retain that belt. Adesanya right now is really doing so well. Losing just a fight out of his comfort zone when he fought in the lightweight weight, but now he's the king of middleweight.
Yeah.
He has been able to do it again, defeating the man called Jack Cannonier. There he was able to win that game. Good one for that UFC fighter, Adesanya Israel, always representing Nigeria. Well, he's an ambassador of this great country when it comes to this sport. Not forgetting Kamaru Usman, Sadiq Usman, all of them into UFC Ultimate Fight Championship. Nigerians are really doing well in this sport, and we hope to see more of them winning. Now, let's look at transfer story. It has been a big one. A lot of players moving here and there. Chelsea to agree deal for winger Hakim Ziyech. Ziyech wants to move to AC Milan, and Chelsea are ready to agree deal for the winger because from the way it is, it's kind of subject to surplus to requirement there in Chelsea.
Yes, he's never had a great season at Chelsea since he came in from Ajax. We just expected a lot from him, but he tried his best. But I think the Premier League is not for him. It's better he should move to Milan so that he can get his game back. It's a good one for Chelsea too. They can cash out on that and look on to get the next player for the team.
Well, if Ziyech actually moved to AC Milan, let's see if that place will favor him. Since he moved to Chelsea, he has not been fantastic. Although we know how good this player is, but at times, most of these players move and they move not just go right well. Yeah. We look at the likes of Eden Hazard, not too good. Lukaku just had to go back to Inter Milan, and not forgetting Diego Forlan, who went to Manchester United. It was a nightmare. Remember him? Gerard Piqué to Manchester United. It wasn't a good union at all. Some players just move and it will just go well.
It happens a lot. Most times I feel it's the mentality of the player. No matter how good you are, if you get into a league, you must show your prowess, you must show how good you are. But most times they feel they are let down by the way they play. So it's important that they get up their games and play pretty well in the leagues. Most especially, the Premier League is a very tough league. It's not all players that come to the Premier League do perform well. Chelsea have always had that cause. We've always gotten strikers, top 9 strikers that come to the Premier League and they don't perform well. The only strikers that have come to the Premier League in Chelsea that perform well is Drogba and Diego Costa. They really played pretty good. For those players that always come to the Premier League and they don't perform well, I feel it's the mentality that they have, and again the manager. Most times, the manager have influence on the players. So the manager needs to, speak to those players and make sure they step up their games, which is very important for the team and the whole club itself.
Very important for managers to know how to manage the players very well. And the last straw has to do with Manchester United. The Red Devils are ready to challenge Arsenal for Paulo Dybala. Dybala is moving away from Juventus, and right now Arsenal are actually edging to sign him, but now the Reds are actually trying to see if they can't get that contract off the chest of Arsenal to sign Paulo.
Paulo is a good player. I see no reason why clubs wouldn't want to get a player of such talent as he is. Well, it depends, because what it says now is the money. The team that brings the right money will get him. For Manchester United, they've got the money, but do they really need Dybala? I don't know. I don't think so. Most Manchester United fans might disagree with me, but I don't know if they really need Dybala. They have other incredible players there that they need in the team. But well, if they want to go for him, it's good for them.
Why do you think they don't need him?
Dybala is not the kind of player Ten Hag will need in his team, because he's more selfish. He's a selfish kind of player, and Ten Hag wouldn't want that kind of player. But if he feels he can get him and change his style of play, it's a good one for them.
If you can change him, well, do you think the player will be ready to change?
There's a possibility for that.
But from the way it is now, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, they need to really get into the market to get some players. Because Man City, Liverpool, they've made the business. In fact, Tottenham Hotspur, they've also shown class by buying players. So Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, they need to up their game.
For Man City and Liverpool, it shows how serious they are, because they know how competitive the league will be next season, because each season the league keeps getting competitive. So for Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United, I don't really know what's wrong, because as it is now, there are players in the Premier League and in Europe that they can get anywhere else. But what really matters is the right player. They don't just get the player; they need the right player that will fit into the team system, the manager system. Most of the players at Manchester United, a new manager is coming in, he needs the right player. Because all this time, Manchester United have been getting players, quite expensive players, and they've not been living up to their expectation. So it is good they get the right players. For Tottenham, I'm really proud of the team. You know, before Conte came into that team, he told Daniel Levy that, okay, this is what I want. I need players that can help me. So I see Tottenham fighting for the Premier League next season. Not just the top for the Premier League, because they've got the players, and they've got a good manager who can do that for them.
Okay, hopefully Tottenham Hotspur will join them next in the top 5 for the top 4. Number 1, coming from Daniel Emmanuel. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're very much welcome, sir.
Well, as we always say, sport is business and fitness. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.